Hey, welcome to Music Minute, our first one for 2021. I'm Kevin Barger, the Director of Music Ministries here at Epiphany Lutheran Church in Richmond, Virginia. I'm glad that you've joined us tonight as we take a look at our hymns for tomorrow. We're going to start with, I don't think we're going in order today, but that's okay. We're going to start with What Child Is This? And I think that's a familiar Christmas carol to everybody. The gospel text in Matthew, actually regarding Herod's intentions, was the foundation for this particular hymn and the words. Its text author was a marine insurance manager in Scotland. His second career, of course, was a writer, and he was actually fairly prolific with that second career. The tune is almost haunting. It's minor. It's penitential. This has a rumor about it, or a story that goes with it that says this was a tune that was actually had two licenses, and it came about in the same day. So it suddenly came out of nowhere, but then there were two different accounts of where it came from. So we're not really sure exactly, but despite whatever it is, it's become a well-known Christmas piece that we know, and this is just a simple meditation on What Child Is This? You can just sort of imagine sitting out in a dark field with just the starlight, and how that would have felt with that. The next one is Of the Father's Love Begotten. This is actually my favorite Christmas hymn. It was originally written in the 5th century, although it's had several modifications since then. The text particularly, the tune didn't come until a bit later, based on chant, and there was an eventual doxology that was added on in the text at the end. It looks at the whole creation from beginning to end, and it uses the image of the Christ child and worshiping the Christ child as the Alpha and the Omega. So interesting little tidbit on this one. It was originally written in Latin, and in Latin, the actual translation is of the parent sole begotten. So we have in our English translation come up with the title of the Father's love begotten, but interestingly enough, that original one was parent. So the text was authored by a man who was born in Spain, and he later in life, about 54 I think he was, he went to a monastery and he committed the rest of his life to prayer and writing. So this is going to be an organ arrangement of it, so I'm going to switch over to the organ, and it's of the Father's love begotten. So just another reflective sort of a piece. And the last one that we're going to do today is As with Gladness Men of Old, and that goes with the tune Dix, which interestingly enough, the author of that text is the same author that wrote the text to What Child Is This? Although this particular one was done earlier than the other. And so there's not a whole lot known about this particular piece. It's been set to some other words that we use throughout the church year. And so we're going to move back to the piano for this, and you'll have a little samba version of As with Gladness Men of Old. So hopefully you got your toes tapping for tonight, and we'll see you in worship tomorrow, either online at 10:30 here on Facebook and YouTube. And if you are coming in person, that's at 10 o'clock here in the sanctuary. Please make sure you sign up before you come. And of course, we'll be broadcasting in the parking lot as well. Thanks again for coming. We'll see you next week.